Hey, it's Corey.
Hi, Corey. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good. What can I help you with?
I don't know if Michelle told you or not, but when we were there the other day looking at it, we found some more cracks in the,
Yep.
not anything structural, but did she already tell you?
Yeah, she did. She filled me in. There is actually probably looks like there's an exterior porch or eave that possibly is being pulled off the building. And I'll let Michelle chime in here.
Why don't we start the meeting and then I can give a summary when we get to
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Hey, Corey, we'll give a summary of sort of what we're seeing, but
No, you're fine, Corey.
the decision that was made was the right decision. There's no doubt. On Saturday, and it just happened that the egress also compounds that even work, in another element of it. So,
Right.
like the engineer said, anytime you see something like that, you have to make a call to life safety, and he believes you made the proper response.
Okay, yeah. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Well, let's call the meeting to order here. City of Roslyn Council meeting Tuesday, January 11th, 2022, and it's 4:34. Let's have a flag salute, please.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We get a roll call.
Councilmember Cook?
Here.
Councilmember Adams?
Here.
Councilmember Weiss?
Here.
Councilmember Uren?
He's waving.
I see him. Can you not unmute, Tom? I'll come back to him.
He's unmuted. Unmuted now.
Councilmember Shearer?
Here.
Shoot, who did I miss? Councilmember Gruber? And Mayor House.
Here. Okay, I'm not going to do any agenda updates. Does the council have any agenda updates? So we'll start off with the swearing in of the 4 council members. Councilmember Adams, Councilmember-elect Brodeen, Councilmember Uren, and Councilmember Weiss all are starting a new term. So you guys will all just repeat after the clerk at the same time.
Okay.
Or not the clerk, the planner.
Yeah, the substitute clerk for this one time. Okay, are you guys all ready?
Do we need to hold up our right hand?
Yes, you do, please.
Okay.
I state your name, do affirm
I, Nolan Weiss, do affirm
that I am a citizen of the United States of America and the state of Washington,
that I am a citizen of the United States of America and
that I
City of
will
Roslyn.
support the Constitution and laws of the United States and the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington,
I'll support the Constitution and laws and the Constitution of the City of Roslyn.
and will do to the best of my judgment, skill, and ability, truly, faithfully, diligently, and impartially perform the duties of the office.
And I will do to the best of my abilities and everything else that was said in that sentence.
To the office of council member in and for Kittitas County, council member to the city of Roslyn, in and for Kittitas County, as such duties are prescribed by law.
And for the council, the City of Roslyn, and as prescribed by law.
Congratulations, you guys.
Thank you very much.
That was probably the toughest swearing yet.
No swearing.
I think it's
Nope.
easier when it's in person.
It is easier. More harmonious when we're in person, actually. There's no delay.
Here, I'm going to do the consent agenda first, and then we'll talk about positions. So tonight's consent agenda is checks and EFT transfers as follows. Accounts payable in the amount of, you got 3 million? Commas in here. $3,317,244.01.
300,000.
300,000.
There's too many somethings in it to have that be right.
does it say it on the attached register? It's just kind of.
It's actually $3,317,244.01 is how it reads.
Yeah, the register has the total.
Okay, so the registers, one total is $183,735.63. One register is $10,402.61, and the last register is $133,508.38. And then we have our payroll as of January 1st, and then the minutes are attached.
Yes.
All right. Can I get a motion to pass a consent agenda?
I'll make a
motion to accept this consent agenda.
I'll second that.
Any discussion here, council? All in favor, say aye for the consent agenda.
It's
Aye.
not 3 million though, right? Or is it 3 million?
It is not 3 million, it's 300,000.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for the clarification.
Aye.
Aye.
Vote, say aye.
Anybody that's against it, say nay in your name, please. And you'll see, a lot of this expense was to M-Tech, the people doing the City Hall building. $108,000 check and then a $60,000 check.
There was also a payment of $44,000 to L.N. Curtis. I don't know who that is, or maybe you could tell us.
You know?
Not off the top of my head, but I'll check out. It's in the packet.
Nothing to hold up anything. I was just curious.
Okay.
You guys.
We can email that to him,
Yeah.
to all of you.
It's
Okay,
It's for firefighting gear and fire safety equipment. That's what Ellen and Curtis and Sons is.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Nolan.
Yep.
Okay, so next up, I guess the one thing we'll need to do, does anybody want to switch where they're at? Because Tom was in COG, and Tom was with the Planning and Historic group, and then the Library Board has also requested that we have, I don't know that we currently have a council representative, so I'd like one of you wonderful people to volunteer.
I'll volunteer to be on the library board.
Okay, thank you, Nolan.
I'd like to also nominate Councilmember Cook for the Public Works chair, and I'd like to see if I could be on the admin, please.
I'd actually like to stay on admin.
You always wanted to be in our meeting, so I figured this is a perfect time.
Yeah. Thank you, Nolan. Thanks for thinking of that.
I'd like to volunteer to replace Tom on the Historic Preservation Commission as that representative. If that's okay with everybody.
Nothing against Janine, but I've also been asked if I would represent that committee by the committee members. So I don't know if we need to vote on this or not, but I've been asked also by the members if I would do that besides the Cemetery Commission.
Well, I appreciate that, Jeff, but I hope you're willing to share the wealth here. I'm happy to take over the Cemetery Commission for you, but I guess you wouldn't want to give that up.
No, I'm going to take the Cemetery Commission no matter what. I also, things have changed a lot in the Planning Commission, and they've asked me if I would nominate myself to do that as well.
Well, I understand that, but and I've had a couple of years away from the Planning Commission and a bunch of years before that, so I think I could step in and really be ready to rock and roll and also keep a new perspective.
Well, I'm not sure it's debatable. I don't think we should debate about it. I've got 40 years of building experience. And so I think maybe we'll have to have two people be a liaison for it then, if that's the case. Because I told them I would do so since I was asked. So we could have two if that's what needs to happen.
You okay?
I'd like to make a point of order. First thing we need to do really is nominate a mayor pro tem, and I will nominate Jeff Adams as mayor pro tem, and then we can hash out committees after that.
I'll second.
Any discussion on Mayor Pro Tem Council? All all in favor of Jeff Adams as mayor, continuing as mayor pro tem, say aye.
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 Anybody opposed, say nay in your name. And I have no problem with two people representing the council on the Planning and Historic Preservation Committee.
May I interrupt real quick? If I'm pro tem, am I allowed to go to, I could go to any meeting actually, and if I choose, right, without,
Well,
I can go to admin, because I want to make sure this year there's a lot going on, and we do have new council members, and I want to make sure, especially in the building, the architectural building department, with the code re-changing, the master plan development stuff. This is all stuff I've been involved in, obviously. We've been getting there. So being pro tem, the only committee I will take then, I'll take just the cemetery commission, if that's okay, since I've sort of kept that in check the past 4 years and done great progress. And then I'll play pro tem, and I'll probably jump into admin meetings, architect plan committee, and sort of randomly check meetings as we go, just sort of to keep update with everything. That might be the best solution than worrying about having two members in each commission. Is that okay, Janine?
Sounds good to me. I'm happy, I think, serve the commission well.
So next up would be COG, Conference of
Brent, just as does that mean that there's a vacancy on Public Works if Jeff is no longer on that committee?
Yeah, absolutely. My thought is, Tom, I think that being pro tem, I'd like to join a lot of groups this year, and step in to check meetings and progress, so I'm well informed. So I'd be happy to step out of Public Works, and I'd actually be happy to step out of admin as the formal with them also, and just join meetings. All that happens is we have to post a quorum if I join a meeting, and I just let the office staff know. So why don't I'll just stay mayor pro tem, and I'll only take the cemetery commission, and then that opens up Public Works and admin. That would give Nolan a spot on admin if he'd like.
Yep.
And that would open up Public Works for yourself, Tom.
Yeah, I would like to move back to admin. If there's an opening.
I believe that there is, actually. So admin at that point would be Councilmember Cook, Councilmember Shear, and Councilmember Weiss. Does that sound right?
Yep.
And then Public Works would be Councilmember Uran, Councilmember Gruber, and I guess we got an opening there.
And I will obviously go to a lot of the probably every Public Works meeting, so I'll go as pro tem.
Anybody else want any of that?
If not, you can just put me on the group if that's the case. I'd like to nominate Tom Uran for COG. I think he'd be fantastic to work with some of our commissioners and other areas if Tom would be interested in looking at that.
So if you're not familiar, it's all the electeds in the county. So the city of Kittitas, city of South Cle Elum, city of Cle Elum, city of Ellensburg, commissioners, city of Roslyn, and two representatives from each, except it's one commissioner and then one of their staff, usually the auditor or somebody like that, as far as the county representatives. It's really interesting, and there's a lot of money that you guys distribute every year to projects like stormwater or tourism related projects.
Yeah, I'm happy to help in any way I can. I'd be happy to be part of COG. My desire for Public Works is because it's kind of my wheelhouse and my skill set.
Oh yeah.
But really, wherever there's going to be a ton of stuff coming down, and we have to team up. And COG sounds great to me if that's something that you would assign there.
I'd appreciate that. And Councilmember Shear, I assume you're still going to be part of the COG.
If you want me to, absolutely, I'll do that.
I do. I think that everybody down there knows you, and I think they'll all enjoy Tom as well. Okay.
Does that leave the library board still, Mayor?
Somebody, who's
That was me.
The library board.
Yep.
Oh, Nolan? Okay. I can.
No, we can have a representative to meet with the Friends as well. It could be different.
I'm happy to take one of those roles if nobody else wants it with the Friends.
Okay.
Okay, Nolan, with you?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, thanks.
You guys have to we'll have to coordinate on when everybody's meetings are, but shouldn't be a problem. Most of them are once a month.
Can we put that on the whiteboard behind the city council members, please?
We can get that. We can get that all figured out for sure.
Okay.
And the auxiliary ones that we don't really pay attention to, like the trail one. Nolan, you're part of that still, I assume.
Yep.
And I think that I'll have to talk to Commissioner O'Shaughnessy, but I believe that there's a highway transportation one too.
Yep.
There's a SWEET program, I believe, that she came and did the presentation for.
Right.
I believe Nolan and I are both on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I get emailed, and I've been to 2 meetings, and I think Nolan has been to one also.
Yeah, as long as we've got somebody there.
Yep, it's about the development of I-90 corridor.
Right, that's
Yep,
the one.
so we're both, Nolan and I are both on that.
Okay, awesome.
Am I allowed to go to COG as pro tem at all? I would like to see one day how it goes.
Sure, I think
Just to listen, I've never been, I'd like to at some point.
I don't think that would be an issue.
I know probably everybody there.
Yeah, you can go, you just don't have a vote, that's all.
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
and it's it's open to public as well.
Is
Am
this
I open to discussion? Am I not allowed to discuss, Jeff, do you know?
No, you can ask questions, it's public, absolutely.
Yeah, it's pretty loose and open. It's pretty fun actually.
Yeah, I mean, I know probably everybody there. And
Oh, sure.
I just thought it'd be fun to sort of have a different input of sort of the county perspective and funding and how it gets spent and how it goes through the process.
Now, Ellensburg and Kittitas both have new mayors, so look out.
is that virtual or is that in person in
It has
Ellensburg?
It has been virtual, I believe.
Okay.
Is that correct?
Yeah, it's been virtual for the, yeah.
Yeah, that's convenient.
Yeah. I know. I hated driving down there
Yeah.
in the winter.
There's-
Staff, do you think of anything else?
There's also a couple committees. There's a KitCom committee that needs a representative from small cities. I happen to be chair of that, so I'll represent Roslyn for sure. I know
Okay.
Rob Owens represents small cities. There's also an EMS thing that needs a small city, and I'm on that one too, so I'll keep serving the rest of it.
That's great. Thank you, Joe.
You know, there is one member we didn't, when we did that waste management contract, Michelle, you and I talked about this. I think we might be the only city that doesn't send a representative for the waste management contract stuff. So that is another position. It's probably very rare that they have meetings every so often. But it's something that we need a representative for on file so that we know when emails and meetings are coming through. Is that correct, Michelle?
Yeah, correct.
I think that's all we got. If we think of something else, this isn't rocket science here. We'll talk about it at the next meeting.
Is there a regional sewer group or something?
Yeah, that's the mayors and a Suncadia representative.
Mhm.
And then all 4 representatives get 1 vote. It has to be unanimous, so. And they haven't met
We haven't met in 2 years now. Yeah, you and I have both been together,
Yeah.
and we'll probably continue
If they
that.
do have a meeting, I'll make sure council knows if we need to go storm the gates and talk about it. But no meetings means no changes, which is fine with me.
So, hey, Brent, the regional sewer, that's something bigger than all the partners in our treatment plant, right?
It is our treatment.
It is the treatment plant.
It is.
So it's
Okay, got it.
South Cleveland, Cleveland, Roslyn, Suncadia, and then I think the state they don't get a vote, but I believe that the rest area uses our facility as well.
Yeah, I think they sent a representative our last meeting.
It would be a non-voting position.
Yeah.
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 Okay. So next up would be administrative reports. Is Chief Bland on? Do we know him? Or a representative from the police department? Holler if you are. We'll move on to the fire department, and I believe Chief Regan is on.
Looks like she's trying to raise her hand.
Yeah, trying to.
Sorry.
There you go.
Yeah.
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry, that took a minute. All right, so on Saturday we did our winter storm mobilization, and we had 21 volunteers from the community help out with that. We had 23 community assistance calls for helping clear people's walkways and things. We cleared 57 hydrants and worked with the city to clear some storm drains. And then, as you know, in the middle of that, we had multiple calls to Penn Place about possible structural damage. And so when we went to check that out, we did see a lot of damage to the building, and we were unaware at the time if it was structural or not. So that, coupled with the fact that the emergency exits and the secondary egress was blocked, not to mention the first egress was not ideal. So we made the call to evacuate the building, and pending snow removal, we'll get everyone back in there as soon as we can.
Chief, can you also sort of elaborate that when we made that call for an MCI, that every single entity in this county came to provide resources for us also?
Right, yeah, we pretty much tapped out every resource in the county.
Fire districts from the top of the pass all the way down to the Vantage Bridge. So it was a great job. You did an awesome job. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'd like to second that. I think, I was there at the same time, and I thought Chief Reagan did a fantastic job. She's very calm and organized, and I thought the process went well. It was a learning curve for myself, but I was really impressed. She did a fantastic job. Everybody should be happy with what we have. Our Chief's done a good job.
Thanks, Chief.
Thank you.
Anything else, Chief?
Nope, I don't think so.
Okay. Hopefully, this week next couple weeks is a little bit slower for you.
I hope so.
I don't believe any of the committees or commissions have met since we got together last time. So
We did sort of a final year, I think, with was about it.
yeah,
I think the one thing that we talked, that I think it's important that we get back into regular public works meetings, because, we've sort of gotten away with those with the new, the last part of the season with budget and all those meetings and so forth. We sort of had to kick them down the road, but I think that's important with the new public works director, that we still show the right support, and we have some check values with our council with public works.
sure.
So make sure that we keep those meetings going.
And admin. And then I know the CIC's meeting tomorrow.
Mhm.
So we'll have more to talk about in 2 weeks.
Right.
So I guess we can just, and then I gave Bubba the rest of the evening off, so we don't have a public works update, but I think everybody can see what's going on, so. The update is they're moving a lot of snow around. So we'll move forward, and we have the RDA president here, Sherry Marusa, to give a little presentation. Do you need a chair over there?
Hello, everybody.
If you go, yeah, I think you gotta talk into the microphone.
Hi, everybody. I'll just stand here.
Yeah.
So, thank you for having me tonight. We just wanted to give a quick little year overview. So, most of you might have seen the newsletter that came out in all the P.O. boxes with our announcement of formalizing a relationship with the Yakima Nation to bring their history and story to life, not only in Roslyn, but the surrounding communities and state and federal lands as well. And we had spoke to Jeff Adams earlier on, and he had brought it up to the council, but we are seeking to work with the city on some property that the outdoor school and others in the community identified over by the sledding hill. At the RDA with the Yakima Nation and community input would design a gazebo, a dry one, so there's no water, no plumbing, nothing like that. And it will be designed with some of the history of the Yakima Nation designed into the gazebo. And so we would like to continue the conversation or ask the city if they would support. The RDA will totally fund the project and maintain the gazebo once it's done. We'd enter into an agreement with the city that that would be our responsibility if the city would provide the land. So we'd like to proceed with that conversation. Noah Oliver, who's the lead for the Yakima Nation, is driving up from Toppenish. And when you look at an agenda, you're like, okay, 5 o'clock, 5:15, how much time do you have, right? So you guys are pretty efficient and effective in your meetings, and so Noah may be here at the end when you adjourn to say hi. And I'll be sure to bring him back and some of the tribal council members, as we start, working with them. And then the Yakima Nation will have an office in Roslyn. They're going to be sharing the, RDA office in the NWIC building. So we'll be putting signage up on the exterior and interior of the building here, and they'll be here 3 days a week.
Okay.
So we'll really welcome them, in our community. So I don't know what the procedure would be to ask the council if we can proceed
Didn't we already do that?
with,
Yeah, it was really, what we asked for was to, to proceed with the project, and then it was really getting confirmation where funding was coming from is what council asked for.
Yeah, why don't you just make a motion?
And so I'd like to make a motion, and ask the rest of council, to vote on that we let the RDA proceed with, they've taken the funding responsibility with this future planning of this project, and we work as, a council together to help expedite this project, with the RDA.
Second.
Councilmember Shea. Any discussion here, council?
Well, my only ask would be, I mean, I think Jeff, weren't you the, sort of the liaison on this project with the RDA?
Yeah, I assume that they will probably want me with my project management
Yes.
skills on it to continue that. So yes, I will continue doing that, and I will work with the entities that we need to bring the proper drawings and so forth to, whether it be the CAC or the Architectural Plan Committee. I will be the representative for them that will, make those presentations to you.
and we'll
Okay,
come back-
great. That was my question then, is if you would contact CAC and maybe come and let them know what's